She fulfilled her obligation as an Ebony, and after the ball, she's
Left.
no longer right.
Gotcha.
Oh, so the rumor, okay. So the rumor was that she was going to come out as Mother Delcourt at the ball, correct?
Oh well, yeah, I heard that rumor too. But I immediately hit up Javon, and Javon said, "No, I wouldn't do that. That's not true." I said, "Okay, Javon, I would like to still be your friend after this, so let's
Hold on,
hope
y'all.
it's
Hold
not."
on. Let's be clear. Harold's here smiling. I don't want nobody accused of gaslighting this and that. We're not gaslighting anyone. We don't want to be accused of gaslighting anyone. This and that, whatever. But yeah, so the story was that I heard that Jaleesa was supposed to have come out at the ball as a Delcourt. Don't know, but Javon was in the building. But he did live in the 757, so it could
That
be
is his
true, maybe
daughter,
not
he
true.
said.
But baby, with all those Ebonies there at that ball, it was given very. Not tonight. You ain't coming out. Baby, it would have been given. It'd have been given one of those. Stick your head in the door and say, "Just let y'all know I left the house. Bye." But yeah, it was really a good time. It was a good ball. Shout out to Jaleesa. Whatever house you going to, definitely shout out to you. You did a good job as well. Shout out to the organization. The organization was there. They were very, very supportive. They were respectful of the people. They let the people mill around, the building and stuff. And it was really just like a nice situation. I don't know. We're gonna ask Rodney. Rodney, that's your son.
I'm sure it was probably because of Pleasure You.
Right, they say you right, they say that you in charge of that area.
Yeah, right. So we're gonna pass this on. I'm gonna pass the mic to Rodney. Put Rodney in the big box because when it was the have and the have-nots, number 79. Rodney was the one running the ball. Rodney ran the Detroit Awards ball. So for our Detroit correspondent for the
when we got ready, when we got ready to do the conference, they said Rodney was in charge of Detroit. So I'm just saying, Rodney.
So Rodney,
the tea in Ballroom is that your son Mooka, has decided to depart ways from Motown, and we ain't talking about records. And he ain't moving out of the city, but he's no longer the Detroit chapter father of the House of Chanel.
Right.
Well,
did somebody want to get Derek here?
Rodney, did you hear how Harold said depart? He said he departed.
Well, Harold, he hasn't been Detroit father in eons.
Midwest father. I'm sorry.
Midwest.
Okay.
Father. Yeah.
Yeah.
Detroit father left first.
He was no longer Midwest father once they made AJ Midwest father at the ball in Chicago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
AJ
went. Derek here. Typically, Derek was here to chastise us last week for what he felt us berating Snoopy or Static or So can somebody send a live to Derek? Tell Derek to come on over. I know Tati's out at a conference, so she's probably not going to come here and answer.
Everybody tag Pleasure You, please. Everybody tag Pleasure You.
Not on Twitter. Don't do it on Twitter, though, because you won't come back here with us. You'll stay over there on Twitter and watch some videos.
But yeah, I really didn't get the full gist of why he departed ways. I just know that yes, the rumors are true, but he didn't want to make a spectacle or do anything. He just wanted to just chill, bow out gracefully without causing any ruckus or anything. But yeah, so.
All right. So, brother, are you bringing your son on in to help further your legacy?
It's a thought. But I want him to sit back and reflect and make sure Chanel. Yes, correct.
Okay.
You want to make sure it's gonna stick.
No, I want to make sure that But I guess if you're looking at that side, 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. So yeah, same way.
Be quiet, Mahari, because we're not gonna even talk about that.
All right. Anything? Any other 007 news?
Oh, wow.
I'll talk about that bullshit in Florida.
Oh.
What 007 in
And first of
Florida?
all, let me just say this. This is election day. So, baby, the one thing that won't happen is us talking about Florida on election day. We're
We
trying to
sure
avoid that.
won't. We sure will not.
Mario,
So they made you.
Mario, we see you in
Don't
the
break their
comments. Mario, do
concentration.
you have the
But
winners
they
for your
surely
poll?
reelected DeSantis. So
So we won't. So Mihari, sorry. We won't be able to come up tonight.
Huh?
Yeah, go vote.
All these
Okay.
Ooh,
Go get the
ooh,
listen. Go get the
ooh.
summit to
Maharia,
vote,
y'all
please.
reelected DeSantis. Y'all did. Y'all did.
Right.
Tell her to go tell the summit to vote.
Mario, do you have
Correct.
winners for your ball? Legendary Diamond left
Yeah,
Ball Angel
that's
Joint.
old. That's old news. Yeah, we
That's
Yeah.
to go
old.
back to Ebony. Yeah,
She
we
didn't
we already
join
know.
Ebony. She just came back home. Like the fuck?
Right.
They say the evidence let anybody back, huh?
Oh, wait,
Not
don't do that.
necessarily.
What you
Don't
mean
do
you was
that.
at work, Mahari? That means you didn't vote?
Yeah, I'm playing this my sister, y'all. I'm just
John,
joking.
be careful what you say. You don't need to be an Ebony to suffer from the Ebony curse. That's probably why you haven't won a ball lately. So please keep
Damn.
Ebony out your mouth.
John was at Ebony? I thought he was a Mizrahi.
He was.
No, I said he don't need to be an Ebony to suffer from the Ebony curse. Keep talking about Ebony. You'll suffer it that way. That's why you haven't won a ball lately.
I mean, because I haven't walked the ball. Thank you.
No, you've walked. You just keep losing to people like Cash and Jeremy.
Oh wow.
I lost one time. Wow.
Oh,
Ooh,
Wow.
come on,
Arnold.
son.
Arnold.
Be
Hand me the
nice.
I
pepper up
lost
there.
one time.
Pepper.
Wow.
Because we're cool, but there was no
Hand me
need
the
for that.
pepper.
She,
Somebody dice
Dre,
me
why
some
you
onions
first of
during
all,
this
Dre, you're
time.
taking it too serious, okay?
I'm not. I said we're cool. I just
Okay,
said that. I
let's
said
not
we're
do that,
cool.
Andre. Let's keep it like it is, all right? Like it's been.
It's always a
Oh,
thug
so
winning.
you're supposed to read Ebony, not
Because no,
supposed
no,
to
no, no,
take
no,
it
no.
like
We're
I
not
didn't
gonna
hear
do
it.
that
Say
because
it
you're
again,
trying
J
to.
Rod.
You said something, I said something. Why we can't keep it like that? That's what friends do.
Baby, I am
Whatever.
sitting in
What
this
friends
big
are
on this
for.
big screen.
All right, so let's go. Let's get to oh God, Stacey Abrams lost.
I was yelling at VA. Don't
Howard,
make me
why was
yell.
you yelling at the judge?
He
Who is
didn't yell at
OJ
all.
Tristan? Who OJ Tristan? Let me see.
Who
Who
is
that?
she? I want to keep knowing who is the she part. Sure.
Harold, you were doing a lot of wasn't this weekend, wasn't you?
Who me?
Yeah.
I don't know what.
You say you're doing a lot of what, Arnold?
Wasn't. There's a lot of
What do
Harold.
you mean?
Nothing. They said,
Why
why
was
was
I
you
yelling
yelling?
in Virginia?
Why
Was
was
I
you
yelling in
yelling?
Virginia? I was yelling with my house members.
He was chanting, but you didn't yell.
I mean, I'm a competitor. I was a little upset that I lost to Brian at first. I was. I ain't gonna lie.
So you don't think Brian deserved his win?
Arnold, Arnold,
I think.
Arnold, Arnold. So did you get? No. I'm going back to the
Got nothing to do
news
with
that
that,
came
sweetie.
across.
Got nothing to do with that. Got nothing to do with that. You
Oh
need to
wait,
call.
hold
You
on.
need to
That's
call
fine.
somebody
I'm
else on that.
gonna come back. I'm gonna come back.
Don't
But
have anything to do with that.
I don't. When it comes to Brian, like I feel like I don't know. I feel like I should have beat him, but I didn't. The people, didn't feel like it. I mean, I lost to him 5-4 in his yard, so I'll catch him again. I'll catch him,
Okay.
but I'm gonna catch Andre too.
You're already leading 3-1. God damn. Can I
3-1.
live?
Is it 3?
Yes. It's
3?
3-1 with you, 10-1 with Rodney. You don't think I don't know who my people who got
And
these big leads?
and for your friend, me and you, what?
Oh, see, this is Legends and Icons talking. Stay in your place.
It don't matter. It don't matter though. I'm on this
Can we
panel.
get
What's y'all
Respect
record,
mine.
John? John, what's y'all record?
3-2.
He
Which
lies
rapper?
like a rock.
You thug
It's
What's
talk
late.
up? What's
thing.
up? What's up?
Arnold, you received the email already, though, correct? No,
So we're gonna
because I'm
go
gonna
to.
Would you
hold
like
on, Harold.
Rodney?
Hold on, Harold. Hold on one second.
Rodney,
Since I'm in the big, say what, Arnold?
would you like for me to get a representative for you?
No. I'm just reading the
Okay.
end note. Please note, well, this is what the person that said was correct, but it says, please note that no leadership from the House of Ebony, Delcor, or Gorgeous Gucci were included in this voting process to ensure fairness. We hope you all can understand the decisions made and will respect as well as stand in solidarity behind us in this decision.
And what's the decision?
Okay, the decision is after thoroughly reviewing the evidence provided and multiple witness accounts, we, the West Coast Alliance, West Coast Icon Board, have decided that all persons involved will be held accountable for the actions displayed on this night. Therefore, an immediate ban from West Coast Ballroom will be issued to the following people: Corey Gorgeous Gucci, 1 year; Casanova Ebony, 1 year; Mike Delcour, 1 year; Pink Ebony, 1 year; Jakari Gorgeous Gucci, 1 year. Also, 1 year of no judging of ballroom panels for the leaders.
What the? So these were similar crimes that they got similar sentences?
That was a
Right.
Man,
key.
West.
That's a
Wow,
key.
West Coast.
You failed,
Wow.
West
I'm
Coast.
glad I don't
You
go
failed.
out there.
And I was going to come this April.
No, I won't be there. I'm good.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
We did not vote
so
on that. That was the West Coast Alliance chair decision. We still want to
so
be.
let
We
me
still
get
going to
this
be the
straight.
judge of the ballroom.
A pickpocket and a murderer gets the same sentences on the West Coast. Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
crazy.
Wait, y'all didn't vote on that? So who made these
You know,
decisions?
you know how I feel right now after watching a cop get off after killing. It's just weird, weird.
Whew.
West Coast Republican.
But upward, upward and onward.
I don't get 1 year. Huh?
A region made a decision whether or not you respect it is more than some regions have done. Let it out, Andre.
Let them have it.
No, it's just weird. I just can't see this. The banding of everybody, maybe, but the same sentence for everybody, that's kind of different.
Yeah. Hmm. People are in here. I just read it. I didn't do it. Who this? Oh, hey, MK. Hey, Mike. I'm following you.
It's the latest stuff.
Mm-mm.
Yes, Mike Alpha Omega. This is
So I think
concerning.
that.
This is
So okay.
concerning,
So I'm a
absolutely
little confused,
disrespectful.
right?
Work,
So
Marcus.
okay. So one initially there was an initial ban of
Indefinite.
before an indefinite ban. Now, as far I'm sure a lot of other people are confused because why the other people were banned, but apparently there was more information. I don't know. Maybe Arnold will speak to that, but you know, um, I think that the right thing would be for whomever is in charge of the committee that decided to come out and issue the ban is share publicly the information that helped you render this decision. because based off what we see as a community, the only thing we saw were the optics of the scars that were worn by Pink and Casanova. So as far as the community is concerned, they haven't been privy to any video or any further conversation. So I think that the ideal thing would be to kind of you know share what this was based off of and why you got to the point that you did.
Right. Absolutely.
If y'all want support.
Um, yeah. So I'm sure that there will be us. I mean, there's a lot to it, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Arnold, typically you have been a part of deemings and acknowledgments and overseeing of a whole bunch of confusion. Did you recuse yourself from this, or
There
Wait a minute.
we so there was further information that came in on this situation. There was other information that they interviewed folks who were there, who were eyewitnesses, who were present for everything that happened on. That's what the new information came from. Now there was information that came through from the Gucci's and the Ebonies. The Gucci's and the Ebonies wanted a particular thing, and they wanted a particular thing, which is what I if the Gucci's and Ebony's want this, then I want this. So, but the West Coast icons and Cher were not in agreement with what the Gucci's and the Ebony's wanted. So they uh, followed their investigation, and that's why they gave their situation. What we can do is I could get in touch with the chairs and see if anybody will come on or any of the icons will come on and speak to the matter. I know there's a ball there tonight. It's probably getting ready to happen in a minute. So I don't know if they'll be available to come on, but if we can
well, we can
reconvene.
try. It's just 8:30 on the West Coast.
Yeah, but I think the ball starts at 9 or whatever.
We'll see if you can get someone. Maybe
But I
they
can see if
talk
I can
on the
get
way to the
someone
function.
and see if they'll come up and speak to the matter. Yeah.
Okay, great. Um, um, King BQ, you said you want to battle. Who are you looking for? Were you want to battle with who?
King, good
Okay,
choice.
let's cover this Pittsburgh ball. So maybe King BQ is from Pittsburgh. Maybe he has comments or something.
Look
Mayor
like you
Mueller
both.
should come up for Pittsburgh.
You said what? Well, no, that's not what we're saying.
Mayor Mueller can come up for Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
So you're saying if right, the sentences for everyone equally. Yeah, that's a bit much.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
not gonna
lost
go to
with that.
9 people yet. John, we're gonna drop you down.
I don't deserve that. I've been here.
That's crazy. So, like, you know what? I'm not going to even get into it right now because I think that that's common sense, and I thought there was some damn adults with some common sense. But to give everybody like a saying, child, if I slice you versus whether I hit you, yeah, it's just 1 year. What's that? A year gonna be up. What's that? Bitch, you ain't got to come out for a year.
Tell them
What's
I'm
up, Dalen?
available. Tell them I'm available. Hey, Taylor.
Hello,
Ladies
panel.
and gentlemen, welcome
Hey,
to
how
our
you doing?
panel. Legendary Dalen Ebony.
You can put him in
Hello,
the big
everyone.
box there.
Oh,
Mahari said, what would y'all have done as leaders? Baby, the person that's carrying a weapon, I would have had them banned until they did their time with the authorities that they did their time with. Now, once you get out, we can reevaluate your life in this culture if you're not trying to come out here and attempt to murder this culture. Because I don't give a damn. You could be my blood brother, but if you're trying to murder my family, baby, you got to go. But that's just
really
me.
quick, I just wanted to cover one
That's
thing real
right.
quick. Dalen, when I introduced you, didn't I say legendary Dalen Ebony?
You did. But
did.
Ron,
Okay, because I don't know what Maharia is
But
babbling
what?
about.
you did say legendary, but
Yes,
Ronnie
he
did
did.
not.
acknowledge me as a legend, and that is
Harold
okay.
was making the announcement. Did you need all of us to say
No,
legendary days?
I know the shade, Rodney. You know, I understand. I
Oh
understand.
my God.
You know, you don't
Then
live for
The
Pittsburgh. You made
shade
it
you've
don't
very
been
clear
at
lie.
me for
that
2
Pittsburgh is a
weeks.
joke. You were keying at the post. You did not apologize. So we have posted your picture in our group as you're now posted on the do not win list. So don't think you're going to come win any money in Pittsburgh. You are on the do
Damn,
not win
look,
list.
My
You will
God.
not get
catch my
your
shade. Catch my shade,
You are
Dre. Catch
also
my
on a
shade.
1 year.
Florida just did that to us. Now Pittsburgh?
Yes,
Jesus.
absolutely. Don't even waste your money on the table.
Oh my God. What is
I
going on?
apologize in
I
front of
don't know who
500 people, Dalen.
that girl. I think she's a garçon. She's my size. She had made a post talking about Pittsburgh, and you was on there laughing and keying and all of that. No wins for
Wait, hold
Rodney.
on. You said she was what?
My
God.
size.
About 6 foot something. I gotta see
Yeah.
who that was.
Y'all know Rachel.
Going on. Who?
Real tall.
Oh,
I don't
Ray,
know.
Ray.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Dalen. Oh my God. Oh my God. But look, if you're gonna be that nasty, I apologize to everyone in Pittsburgh if I offended you guys. I love Pittsburgh.
I'm not the one that's being nasty. You're being nasty. And I was
They
so
got a
offended. I
light
thought
wrist
that
and a
you were one
bad
of the
wrist.
folks that
Oh,
genuinely supported Pittsburgh. Like they
And I
have something
do. And
great.
I
They just need
do.
to work out some wrinkles. But you was really laughing and getting your keys. And then when I told you how I felt, you ignored my feelings. And then you reached out today for the winners from the ball from Pittsburgh and still didn't acknowledge my feelings when I told you that that hurt my feelings. So now that we on the show and you front of your peers and your cohorts, you want to apologize. You can say an apology. You are on the do not win list in Pittsburgh. No more thousands for Rodney or the Balmains. Hey,
Damn it.
All right, y'all,
Frederick,
pack up the car.
send
We
me
going
my
to
money
Pittsburgh.
back for that table.
mhm.
Look, we going to Pittsburgh. It's money. It's money to be won.
And we finished our balls and we
There's
have our
money out.
coin.
There's money out there.
Absolutely.
Okay. All
oh
right.
my
So
God.
Jalen, let's go ahead and cover the ball, and then we got some questions because Pittsburgh got some controversy going on.
Yeah, it's a little bit of controversy going on. So the
Let's
legendary
talk about
I
let. Let's talk about.
divine
Let's talk about. Let's give life to the winners first that won at the ball.
okay.
Because if we don't, we'll never get to them.
Okay. So we had Shantae Divine Gotti and Paige Divine Gotti won Best Dress. The Iconic House of Ebony won the As a House category for $1,000. Dominique Divine Gotti won the Thug Realness category.
Woo!
Um, Someone named Ray won Drags Realness. Tyra Divine Gotti won Femme Queen Realness. She brought it as Dina Balenciaga. She did an amazing job. It was an amazing look. Casimir won Femme Queen Executive Realness. Terrence Ebony won Executive Realness. Chazzy, I believe Revlon won Big Boy's Performance. Um, we had the House of Ebony won Schoolboy Realness. That's Diego Ebony. Um, Michelle Ebony won Runway. Terrence Ebony won Sneaker vs. Sneaker. Pills Ebony, the DJ. And Jahira Ebony won the Commentator versus Commentator category. Butch Queen up in Pumps.
Wait, hold on. So Pills was DJing with one hand and commentating with the other.
No, we had VJ the DJ on the VJ Pump the Beat. He was the
Got it.
DJ.
Got
So
it.
Pills didn't have a job, so Pills walked the category.
My brother's multi-talented.
They built it have a
Yes,
job.
multifaceted. And then we had Michelle Ebony win Butch Queen up in Pumps. Uh, Felicia Chanel won the overall Sex Siren Grand Prize and the cash, but she battled Kai Ebony, a trans man. So he won the point for the male figure Sex Siren. Dre Vaughn um, Drayvon and Terrence Ebony won the executive villains category. I apologize. Big girl performance was Jahira Ebony Grand Prize. Femme Queen performance was Jemiah 007, a Pittsburgh native with the name Jemiah 007 won Femme Queen performance. Face was Tweet, Divine, Gotti, grand prize. Face Over 30 was Shantae, Divine, Gotti, grand prize. Legendary performance was the legendary Father Rose Machiavelli. Easton Khan won version performance. And that's it.
And did you say Mara won Vogue Femme?
Oh, I'm sorry. That is correct. Mara 007 won Vogue Femme. And did I say Thug Realness? The Ebony's won Thug Realness as well. Oh no, Dominique Divine Gotti won Thug Realness because he brought
You mentioned that,
Pitbull.
yeah.
I messed that one up. I did mention that. I apologize.
And they said Chazzy is the 007, not a Revlon.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. I ain't seen him out in a long time. Chazzy 007. Yes. Big Boy's performance.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Yes, congratulations to you all.
Everybody.
All right. So, hey, what's going on? Okay, so there was some controversy there.
Thank you, Dogo.
And it seems like the people, what's going on? The people was a little upset. What's up, Hitman? The people was definitely a little upset. The people at the ball, the people who had, going to balls in Pittsburgh, the people who, were part of the city, the people who had connecting flights in Pittsburgh, the people who drove on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, people who flew over Pittsburgh.
You're dragging it.
The Steelers game. Anybody was upset by these.
Hold on, Harold. Hold on. Dalen, I'm not laughing.
Thank you.
So the people was not here for the fact that, and let me get this right, Rodney Gotti came to Pittsburgh and acknowledged Chic. Is this correct?
Yes.
As an icon?
Yes.
And Bo as Bob, Bo, or something.
Okay,
Bob.
So that was two separate
Come on,
D's.
Bob.
So the icon Rodney Gotti from Philadelphia, who is co-founder
we wouldn't have found you saying Rodney Gotti.
House of Divine Gotti.
Divine Gotti, Rodney Gotti. It was also Devin Elite, right?
Devin Elite was in the building, and Devin Elite deemed Bob Elite legendary, and Rodney Gotti acknowledged Chic Divine icon.
Gotcha.
Chic Divine Gotti.
Okay.
Bob Crayola, work legend.
Yeah.
So, okay. Dalen, you're from Pittsburgh.
Yes.
I've been going to Pittsburgh for a while, and I know that,
I'm laughing, Rodney.
the people that have been out, this, that, whatever. Is she an icon in your opinion?
In my opinion, yes.
Why?
Well, for one, I feel like Pittsburgh, in the time that the scene has been open, we deserve icons in Pittsburgh. I believe that Sheik was a part of the foundation of establishing the ballroom scene in Pittsburgh. He has several generations of talent who have came under him. He's one of the people who, have, thrown balls and promoted balls over the years. And he was one of the original crew from the House of Miyoshi back in the day that was traveling and putting Pittsburgh on the map. So I do feel like he should be the first icon out of Pittsburgh, in my opinion. I know a lot of people have different opinions about status in Pittsburgh, but we have to start somewhere. So I do agree with his status. I support him 10 toes down. And yeah.
So okay, so let me ask you this. When you have individuals that are a part of the foundation of a community, right? And they're part of the foundation of that local community, and that community then becomes a part of the overall ballroom landscape. there are, in my opinion, there are ways that, because I'm listening to, what you're saying, but there are things that, an individual does that we can recognize them as like, a pioneer of Pittsburgh, one of those things. I do think they're very, when it comes to, acknowledging someone as an icon, it goes to say that this individual is a complete reflection of the development of this area, or has had such an impact. So I mean, what I'm saying, I again, I don't want to come out and say without, like, because I don't really know his history like that, but I know that I've gone to Pittsburgh enough that it makes me kind of look at this whole thing like, huh? So I mean, mm, there's another term, trailblazer, pioneer, this and that, whatever. And I just like, I think that unfortunately, I think that, a lot of this like stretching of like icon status, you know, there are people that got to that level because of the work they put in the community, whether, you know, um, you know, bringing people, encouraging people to come to like their respective cities, building houses, developing talent. If an individual doesn't have to do that in order to achieve, this highest status in ballroom, then how does the scene really grow?
Um, I think that status within itself is a real sensitive topic in ballroom right now. I've seen so many people deemed icon this past year, um, and I've just had question marks in my head about it. And I do think that, you know, with a lot of these smaller scenes and these newer scenes, maybe status is not approached in the right way, or maybe, you know, we skipped some steps. Like people should have been recognized as pioneers first, or trailblazers first, or whatever the case may be. We do have a Hall of Fame. This is something that we are working through the kinks on. But if this icon acknowledges this person as this icon, me as a new legend, I can't question that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
And I get that, and I
Yeah,
get that. But I do think that leadership is standing up and acknowledging what is right. I do think they're very, as a person who is very knowledgeable of the scene, you know, there comes a point where we say very, okay, I'm gonna be a protector for Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
With all due respect, I respect. Yeah, I think it's nice what you want to do for this man, this and that, whatever the case. But we're not going to set Pittsburgh back because I don't. Who did you talk to? You know what I'm saying? You seem to be doing this by yourself. Now you've gone back to Philadelphia or wherever the case he lives, and he's left Pittsburgh to kind of deal with this. He's left Sheik in a position to have to defend himself. He didn't make no declaration, to say, "Oh, I'm doing this because this man deserves it." In the same way that you laid out. You know what I'm saying? He didn't definitively come across, and that's my problem too. A lot of times when people acknowledge people for certain status levels and they don't in turn support the status, you leave the individual, the house, the city, whatever the case, left, in the public eye, struggling to kind of justify what has happened.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree with that. Because now this has become an issue of our council. This has become an issue of our city. But what is the exact said process? Do when you guys deem people icon, do just a group of your girlfriends get together and deem folks icon, or is there like a Google sheet to fill out, a Google form to fill out? Do we send like a national body of folks a resume, or is it kind of just give it to your girlfriend?
Well, I think honestly though, I think the thing is that there's no real concrete process. That's part of the problem. And part
Right.
of the problem why there isn't a concrete process is because people still want this ability to be able to do this. Do do the people really care about, oh, this man definitely deserves it. This city definitely deserves it. No, it's about, I want to show that I have power too, and I can go and look someone and make my presence felt. I can validate myself to say, very, hey, I'm pushing these people. When there were people, when I acknowledged people at a house ball, I asked icons. I asked icons that weren't, you know, my close girlfriends, very, so to say, and very, got names and gave them names. When people questioned those, I stood to the fire and justified why these individuals were done. So, I think it's like, again, I hate when people do this to people in ballroom. So, and I challenge you back to say, very, prior to this, if they were going to say, hey, let's bring in some icons from out of town to Pittsburgh for this net, whatever the case. Is this one of the people that would have been at the top of your list to call and say, hey, we want to bring you in because we want your presence here?
Yeah. I think until there is a thorough process, we're going to continue to have these conversations over and over and over again. There's so many people who have been, given statuses that are questionable or that cause an uproar or that there's conversation about later. And until there is a process that has been, establish a standard that has been set, this is just going to be continue to be the way. You know what I mean? And we are going to. There's a few people that disagree with it in the city, but for the majority of us, we're going to stand behind. And because we had a conversation today, we got on Bigo. We are in our Pittsburgh Ballroom group having conversations about how we're going to move forward dealing with status in the future, especially with being a smaller city. And we're trying to formulate new rules and create a better process so that the burden isn't on the people to defend their status once they receive it. You get what I'm saying? But I think that as a city, we're going to stand behind him, with what he's been with his recognition, and support him, because we do feel as though there's folks who need to be recognized as pioneers and icons in our city.
Right. So someone asked, how can y'all as a council that nobody knows make decisions? Like,
I think that is in response to a comment that was made earlier by Roy Khan, saying that we as a council talked about who are going to be deemed and of the year approved balls. That's not happening. He's new to being a father, and he's younger in years in ballroom, so that's not a true statement. And that's why other people from Pittsburgh are making those responses in the comments.
Okay. Well, it's not about it's not about. My thing is this, and I'm just my thing is not about very, my thing is, I feel like this. I know it's a lot of work to be a leader in ballroom, to run a house, to represent a city. I know that it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of personal sacrifice. So to get to a point in ballroom where, one is acknowledged as an icon, it is, a personal vindication for, all the hard work that, you as an individual have put in. So, my thing is, when I look at, the city and know the people that, have done, various aspects of work, because a person was there before them, is that fair to them? I mean, again, I'm asking, from a devil's advocate standpoint, because I just feel. Go ahead.
Sorry. I think there's a lot of people that have poured into the city of Pittsburgh over the years. And before Chris moved to Pittsburgh and started, really carrying the scene on his back, there was a group of people throwing balls. There was a group of people providing a safe space for the community, taking care of the girls, taking them on the road and traveling them out of town. And they were Midwest heavy with their traveling. A lot of the Cleveland, a lot of Detroit. You get what I'm saying with their traveling then. Chris did come to Pittsburgh and put Pittsburgh on the map, um, in a new way, and made the ballroom, a lot more notable, and the balls a lot more larger. A lot more people started to acknowledge ballroom in Pittsburgh. I started ballroom in Pittsburgh in 2009. At that time, balls were packed. We had the YMCA, we had a consistent venue, and it was thriving then. After Chris took his break to get his doctorates, that's when myself, True T, and a few Kenny and a few others picked up the weight and started throwing balls. Dina moved back from Atlanta, started throwing balls, started doing a lot of trans advocacy work, and we kind of picked up, the burden of the scene and carried it on. And now we have a generation coming after us who are trying to learn the right way. But in between that time, there was generations that were skipped. They don't feel recognized. They don't feel acknowledged. They don't feel like they got their legend or they got their recognition. But I can only attest for what I've seen. I can only reward people that, with documented history, people that I've seen, you know what I mean? I can only do so much. So we're trying to really establish our history and really put things, lay out a landscape so that outsiders looking in can have a better understanding of the history and what's going on and why things are the way that they are. But I am not in a position to argue with icons about acknowledging someone. I honestly feel like Sheik is deserving of his status for several different reasons. He can still vogue, he can still get into his dips, he can still walk and win. He's still such an asset. He's still teaching people how to vote. He's still, he has a full house, a full chapter. He's still throwing balls. He's still active in the scene, and he's large in community work. He's large in advocacy. He was right there with me and Dina protesting and marching along with Kenny and others. So I do feel like he's deserving. Are there other people who are deserving or that, are missing out on recognition? Yes. But, I'm not going on a demon tour or not on an acknowledgement tour. Whatever happens, happens at this point.
Right. I want to go back to a comment that Shantae said, and I'm not sure if she was referring that to me or whomever, but she said it's sad when people try to discredit people because they can't step up to the plate. I'm not sure who that was to, but this is an ongoing conversation, and basically, we're bringing this to the forefront. Okay, I see she said not you, but we're bringing this to the forefront to allow people the opportunity, to have the conversation, to talk about, what's happened. Thus far in ballroom, I don't recall anyone's status ever being, revoked or anything. This and that, whatever. It happened. I do feel though that very, I think that very status is something that we all work hard for. People can say, "Oh, this ain't that," but it is a benchmark. It is a benchmark in your ballroom career, and I wish that these individuals that choose to do so, make sure that you get people involved so that people can feel like their support when doing this. Here this man gets acknowledged as an icon, and his first 48, 72 hours is really going back and forth with people, having to defend where he is, as opposed to people in the city being able to celebrate this moment. Y'all are left having to answer opinions like you're on CNN about what has happened. And I fault the people that acknowledge individuals and not safeguard the whole process to I did this and this is why, and very a nice plaque, a nice moment, make it is what it is. But yeah.
I mean, like Legendary Barbie said in the comments, this is a step in the right direction for us as a city. I do agree with you, Harold. I do think that, you know, the folks who are deeming, the folks who are making that step, the folks that are taking it upon themselves to acknowledge folks should put out a public statement, should speak up about what they're doing, and have conversations with other icons, so that it's not just a big shock to everyone when they hear about it. You know what I mean? The burden should be on them, you know what I mean, to explain why things are happening, versus us coming together and having to, you know, do have these type of conversations and do this work on the back end. Because I had no idea this was happening at the ball. I just showed up, and you know, I showed up to walk myself. I walked myself. So but once I heard the news, I was excited. um and I think this is really a step in the right direction for,
Well, I have a question then,
for
Dalen.
what
I have a question because you said that when you said that
we're
you
trying
didn't know what's happening and everything.
to
Um,
accomplish.
and this is just a question to all the people in Pittsburgh comments, because y'all know Kevin tried to make it seem like I was shading y'all, baby, at that last ball, and y'all know I love y'all. But it's just a question. It's a two question, one for you and one for the icons on the panel. One for you was, how do the legends that are legends in Pittsburgh, all the legends that's already legendary and stuff like that, how did they feel about it? Because I didn't get into the room and it was so much to read. I didn't get it. Like, the what is the how should I say, what is the environment like amongst y'all as the legends that's already legends, to see someone come in do this without y'all even knowing anything going on? And it was kind of like, is it an argument back and forth? Is it support? And then the second one, after you answer that, the second one to the icons is, are y'all going to respect him as such if he decides to go and deem someone because he knows what's going on in his city or what's going and stuff like that? Is it going to be a problem? But Dalen first.
So okay, so the legends in Pittsburgh, there's two different generations of legends. It's very split. There's a few people that have, you know, had, you know, negative things to say, but the core of us, the majority of us, are sticking behind his status, and we're supporting it. The majority of us are sticking beside his status and supporting it. And we are also working on our policies, our procedures, our processes in the way that we do things for Pittsburgh. And this has created conversation within our table, to become more established and more organized in the way that we do things moving forward.
I think that, you know, I'm not one that believes that there solely has to be. Well, I'm gonna let Rodney answer. Rodney, go ahead, then I'll jump in because I think I've talked a lot. So
I think when people get a lot of negativity brought towards them for status or for any type of thing, they tend to just cool out, chill, relax, and feel the vibe, or feel, you know what I'm saying, but in their mind, if they feel like someone really, really deserves it, then I think they will reach out. I think Sheikah's a person that would, if it was his time, he said, "Oh, since I'm an icon now, I can get some more legends in my city. I could." I think he would use his platform to reach out to us. I'm going to say us because we travel there. To us, to say, "Hey guys, will y'all come and help me? I see this didn't go the right way, so I'm trying to make it better." I think he's, because I as a person, I know him, he would feel that way. Now, how Rodney Gotti and them got into that, I do not know. I do not know anything. I did receive an email that asked me, was I coming to Pittsburgh to deem people legend? And I was like, no. And then they hit me back and said, yes, you are. They said Rodney.
Oh, Rodney.
Right.
So they said Rodney is coming to Dean. So I was like, I'm not.
hold on 1 second. Let me just get this clear. So the people had you and Rodney Gotti mixed up.
They just heard Rodney. They didn't have us mixed up. They heard Rodney. So when you think
It
of
appears
Rodney in the ballroom scene, you think of me.
Yeah.
it
When it comes
appears to
to,
the four
yeah,
it appears to the
Ooh.
482 people in ballroom that they have you and Rodney Gotti mixed up.
okay, they can.
I'm sorry. Rodney Divine Gotti. I'm sorry.
Yes, thanks. See, Chad, said the same thing. No, I told him, I said I didn't know anything about it. I have to work, so I couldn't make it. But then they hit me back later on and said, "Oh, it's another Rodney." I said, "Oh, okay. I'm glad you figured that out. Y'all got that together." So, but yes, yes, Harold.
Well, damn, I had a question, but I, I think I'm gonna wait till after the next ball in Pittsburgh, where I get free sailing to Grand Prix since Rodney's banned. So I'll wait. So,
I see your look. I see your son has woke up, Andre. He'll come back out. He'll take my Pittsburgh spot. Come on,
um,
face.
I'm sorry, but I do have a question, Dalen. I've
Yes,
been listening to you talk, and everything around this icon status is about Pittsburgh. When you're an icon, shouldn't it be about ballroom as a whole? And
absolutely.
if he, I'm just trying, I'm just trying to figure out how's he going to benefit your city if he's only being recognized in Pittsburgh and not ballroom. That's something
I think
I'm lost.
what he tries to do with his status will
Mm-hmm.
reflect his career, and what he does with it, that's on him. I support him. I'm going to help push him out there. I'm going to help him in any way that I can. I think that there is scenes who know who he is, where he used to walk back in the day. I think that there's folks who know who he is and know him for what he did on the floor. Um, there's places that were more frequently traveled than others. And maybe he'll be respected in those areas. And the best thing I can do is support him. But I do believe in him. I do know a lot of his history, because when I left St. Clair and went to the House of Ebony, he was the godparent for the chapter at the
Mm-hmm.
time. And he taught us a lot about ballroom and really groomed us in the way that we could travel and really excel in ballroom. So I I support him, and I think that ballroom will get with it, with Pittsburgh and our statuses and the folks that we put in, who we provide these platforms to. They're gonna have to get with it. I mean, there's scenes that are newer than Pittsburgh that have legends and icons. So I'm pretty sure in a week or two y'all forget all about it, and we'll be talking about someone else's status.
Oh, of course, that's how it goes. Because I'm sure there
Right.
will be
Short
somebody else
memory.
acknowledged. I just like you know I just I just I hate it, and I know that like there was a concerted effort from people in Pittsburgh. You know, I know the chant was created without any malice, but it did cast a little pale over Pittsburgh. No legends in Pittsburgh, So and people ran with that in a
Can I address
way that.
quick?
Wait, hold on.
Can
You
I
said
address
what?
that real quick?
Go ahead.
That that chant really did do damage and really tainted things for Pittsburgh. Um, but everyone remembers the chant, but no one knows that MC Deborah came to Pittsburgh and deemed legends after that chant. No one knows that she came and deemed Chris, deemed Havoc, and rest in peace, deemed Pokey, and really set the record straight about status in Pittsburgh and why she created that chant. BJ DJ, I think, has a recording of it on his SoundCloud. Um, when she came to Pittsburgh and set the record straight. So we get so many keys and so many people that tries to have like negative conversations around status and around Pittsburgh ballroom, including that chant in the read and not really knowing the history of what took place there. And that kind of hurts my feelings, because that was the positive part of it wasn't publicized. But, of course, the negative in the read, is stuck. So
Right. Right. So, but I know that and even though that was a positive moment, which is what I was going to get to, it still left the cloud over the city because people focused on the chant. So I know that you know, there was a concerted effort by people who were being, stepping up to the forefront in Pittsburgh, hosting balls, inviting people to come to kind of raise, the bar of, what in people's head, not natural bar because the bar wasn't low, but to get people to raise their level of respect for Pittsburgh. And and I think it got to a point where it really did, and then things kind of slowed off. But I just don't want to see like this, kind of make the growth take a step back. Not because of Sheik, you know what I'm saying, but just Rodney going rogue and kind of like doing this situation without any clarity, without even speaking to it, and then ultimately, Pittsburgh is left again to have to, clean up something that really was intended to be good.
Put a last name on it, Harold. Put a last name on it. I don't want the girls to get misconstrued again. Put a last name on it, please, sis. Thank you.
Rodney
Oh my
got it.
God.
Rodney got it. Rodney Divine
Thank
got
you.
it.
Divine guy.
If anybody from Pittsburgh wants to jump up here, feel free.
Anybody from Pittsburgh besides Roy?
Roy can come up here. Roy is going to be.
You can't.
Roy
I know. I'm just messing with
Roy
him.
is going to be. Roy is going to be our Republican on the CNN panel tonight.
Yes. Come on up, bro. What you got to say? We're not going to mute you. Come on up.
What up, Kenny?
What up, y'all? What's going on?
Hey,
What's
Kenny,
up,
how
sir?
are you?
Kenny.
What's going on, y'all?
Nobody's scoring your realness. You don't have to come up here giving what up.
You know what? Big for all that.
Hi.
What's good?
What's up? What's going on?
Shit, I'm ready for bed, y'all. I gotta get up early as hell. So, what's going on? Yeah.
What we wanted
Your
to hear what
opinion.
you.
Like, what's your overall view on what's going on?
Listen. So, congratulations to Sheik. Listen. Everybody gonna have something to say about somebody's status. Is how I feel. It's always gonna be an opinion for somebody's stuff. It was done. It is what it is. It's time to look forward. I have my concerns and my reservations about some things. At the end of the day, he's the icon. It is what it is. Congratulations to Bob, you legend. Do something with it. My viewpoint on the whole thing is that people start actually taking their status as serious. That we actually have or we get from the city of Pittsburgh. Go outside, battle some people, walk, travel, and get a real taste of ballroom. That's only my thing. I've been like here for about 15 years. Doing what needs to be done in the city of Pittsburgh. And for me, it's just about really rebuilding the brand, being consistent, getting these kids out here and traveling and kind of representing our own. So that's really my thing. And it doesn't matter what house for me. It's about growing overall, the whole scene. I know Daylan has been doing his thing. I know I've been doing my thing. I know Dina's been doing her thing. There is a lot of potential with the city of Pittsburgh, and we've kind of had a real awesome year rebuilding. We've had a lot of successful balls. We've given out all of our coins. Rodney, Harold, y'all been coming here for years. Y'all know what Pittsburgh is. We always have fat balls, fat venues. It's cute. So I want to just stay on that mission. I don't want to let this be something that stops us from progressing and moving that bar forward.
Okay.
Right.
I just want to shout
Like,
out that Pittsburgh is definitely on the panel tonight. I see the GOAT down in 8. My baby mother down in 8. You got legendary.
It's not about you.
You got the seasoned legendary Mara on here that was about to bust Miss Thing in her mouth and should have, but that's another story. What's up, Shug Knight? Oh no, we can't promote violence. We can promote violence on Medea looking wig wearing whatever her name is, Law Cockroach. And I see Shantae. Hey Shantae. And who is Madam D?
Dina.
That's Dina.
Dina. And Dina, the activist and the motherfucking activist in Pittsburgh doing what needs to be fucking done. I'm just happy to see y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. Y'all have a special place in my heart.
Thank you.
God, she was in the dark.
So what you saying? She's so dark, you couldn't see her in the dark?
Wow. Anyways,
Dina, you hear that? Listen, if
so
you're
how
on the
y'all
bottom
feeling,
row,
Pittsburgh? How y'all feeling?
you if you're in box 8, 9, 10, or
I'm
11,
your
you're gonna have to
comment.
unmute yourself on the bottom row. Hey, Dina.
I love me some Dina. Dina sat there and
Dina's
listened
in
to
New
me
York
damn near
for
cry the last time.
Dina,
Dina's in,
unmute yourself.
Dina's in New York for a conference, so New York
Oh,
City.
okay.
Get out my
Word.
city.
Hey,
Thank you.
family, what's going on?
Yeah,
What's
Not
going
Dina,
on,
why
much.
don't
Dina?
How are
you
you?
reflect and give us a reflection on this conversation? You've been tuned in. Thank you.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
give me one.
Before I go, before hold on, Dina. Before I go, I'm just gonna tell you in front of everybody that when you stopped outside and we had that long conversation, I really, really, really needed that. And for you to sit there and listen and, you know what I'm saying, and open up and allow me to express what was going on with me about my grandmother and everything and why I was in Pittsburgh. A lot of people don't know that all these people at the bottom right here, this Pittsburgh, that's where I was when I was going through the most terrible time in my life. It was these people in these two bottom rows that kept my head together. You know what I'm saying? Ballroom or not, this was my family at that time because Erie was racist as fuck. I had to go down to Pittsburgh and find love. So I wanted to thank all y'all for that, and especially Dina for sitting there and just listening, just having that ear and doing what you do.
Oh, love you. I love you so much. Thank
You
you.
know, we
I'm
wrong.
always here. How I feel about it is like what is done is done. Where do we go from here? That's all I can say. What is done is done. Where do we go from here?
Amen.
Tap
Happy
your
bag.
bags, folks. Tap the blue bag on your screen. Thank you, Dee.
Thank
Little gift.
you.
Thanks,
Hey.
DD.
Barbie,
Dina, with
Barbie.
that being said, where do you go from here as a city? What are the next steps? Is this an
I mean,
opportunity for
we can create something within our city to start regulating and talking to outside councils to make sure that situations like this doesn't happen anymore. But you know, like I said, the damage is already done. So like outside of that, if Bar decides he wants to deem somebody, what is the process from there? You know what I mean? Like we are all on this call like right now or this panel having this discussion. So what do we do? Because we have the icons on here right now. So that's what we need to know. Where do we go from here, you know, as a city, you know, with this person in our community who is an icon now? So what do we do?
tap your
Thank
bags,
you.
folks?
Thanks, babe.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank
icon.
you,
So
Jamal.
if that
Thank you,
that's
Jamari.
what we need your we need
Thank you.
y'all